Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is pretty simple. How to be a millionaire, right? Very cliche title and a very common topic that everyone wants to know. And to be honest, it's really a very simple answer. It really is. You got to take some risks. Okay? That's what it comes down to. You got to take some risks in your life. Okay? Now, how are you going to do this, right? How are you going to take risks? Well, you're going to have to position yourself. You got to position yourself to be able to take a risk. It's all about positioning, like in chess. Okay? All the videos I've done talk about this. Talk about position, risk, and conviction. Okay? Positioning, risk, and conviction. All right? You're going to have to put some money down, like on the blackjack table. All right, now I don't mean doing that. Don't go gambling, okay? But it's kind of like that. You're going to have to take a risk, and you're going to have to put up some real money. All right? You can't just put up $100 to become a millionaire. It's not going to work out like that. You're going to have to put up tens of thousands of dollars, okay? Now, you know, you can do this in a number of ways. You can obviously start a business, right? You can put up tens of thousands of dollars, $20,000, $30,000, and start a business. However, not everyone is that good at business, to be honest, okay? That's a tricky thing to figure out. You gotta really have some gumption, you gotta have some drive and a good idea, and you gotta be able to analyze the market analyze the market in an efficient manner. You got to understand a lot of aspects to being successful in a business. Let's say you invest $20,000, $30,000 into a business. You know, that's going to be hard to get to $1 million. It's not going to be easy. Okay. But a lot of people do it, and there are people who become successful and make it. And they're going to be honest, if you're successful in business, you probably make more than $1 million. You'll probably be a multi-millionaire, okay? Now, the other side where you can definitely become a millionaire without a ton of knowledge, without a ton of sweat, is to invest in the stock market, okay? I'm not a professional financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do, how to do it, or when to do it, but that's how you do it. That's my opinion, okay? That's how you become a millionaire, is you got to invest a chunk of change in some individual stocks. Now, you can do it with the S&P 500, but it's going to take you a long time, okay? It's going to take a lifetime to do it. If you want to do it in a little bit quicker amount of time, you got to put like $20,000 to $30,000 into a single stock. And that stock needs to at least probably 5x, okay? You need to find a multi-bagger stock, and it's not easy to do, okay? It really isn't. But they're out there, okay? And you got to do your research. You can do this stuff all online. All the information's out there. You got to find a company that you've got high conviction on, because there's going to be ups and downs, no doubt, okay? I don't know what that company's going to be, and there's going to be new ones every year. There's going to be new stocks every year, so you don't have to jump in today. You can take your time and find that right company that you believe in, okay? But this is how you become a millionaire. You do that once where you multiply, let's say $20,000. It's a big risk. Okay, you're going to have to save your money, save up 20 grand and have cash reserves, probably. And you're going to need to take a risk. You're going to need to invest that 20 grand in a single stock. Okay, I don't know which one that's going to be. That's up to you, right? You got to do your work. I can't do it for you. Okay, and hopefully you get like a 5 or a 10x or a 3x. A 3x is still good. 3x of 20 grand, you're up to 60 grand, you know? That's good money. Or maybe it's more than that. I don't know what the math is. I'm not going to do the math out here. I'm in the forest, okay? I'm just free thinking, right? But you got to multiply whatever number it is you put in, whether it's 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, you got to multiply that a few times, okay? And then when you're up to 100, 200,000, guess what? You might have to put all that money into a single stock, okay? And then you need that single stock to do it all over again. You need it to 5x, 3x, 10x. That's how people become millionaires. They concentrate their investment in one or two things. They don't diversify, okay? There's a quote by this famous legendary stock investor. His name is Peter Lynch. And I forget the quote exactly, but it goes something like, diversification should be called diversification, because that's what it is. You're not going to get the leverage you need when you diversify into 500 stocks. You just don't get it. Now, with the S&P 500, the beautiful part is it's a concentrated portfolio. So you are getting like 35% of 10 companies. So it's kind of concentrated, to be honest. You know, I mean, look, the last 2 years of the S&P 500 was, 25% and 25%. So that's good compounding. Don't get me wrong. You know, you could still make some good money on the SPY, okay? But if you want to be a millionaire or a multi-millionaire, you got to have a concentrated position in a business or a stock, okay? That's how it's going to work. That's how I'm doing it. I'm doing it with Tesla, okay? I 20x'd my money, okay, with 20 grand, and now it's worth, I don't know, $500,000, okay? I'll disclose that. I don't care. This is the new world. You can disclose what's going on, because a lot of people are like, well, you're not real. What do you have to show for it, right? But that's what it is. And you know what? I'm going to keep it in that stock. I've talked about this in previous videos, why I'm keeping it there. You know why? Because I want to be a multi-millionaire, okay? In my opinion, this is not advice. My opinion is that stock is going to probably 5x again, at least in the next 10, 20 years. It's going to 5x. Okay, so if I got 500K in there, right now that's what the position is worth. It's actually worth more than that, but we'll go with 500K. You know, 5x, what's that like? Let's see, 500, a 10x would be $5 million. So I think it's like 2.5 million, something like that, you know, 5x, 5 times 5, 2.5 million, something like that. So that's my strategy of becoming a multimillionaire. Now, there's probably other strategies out there. You know, maybe real estate, that could be one of them. You could take your 20 grand, 30 grand and put it into real estate, but you got to have a mortgage. You got to maintain the property. You know, you got to have renters and all that stuff. And you got to do it. You got to do that same routine 5 more times. You got to have 5 more houses, right? To compound, compound, compound. You got to understand this, guys. To be a multimillionaire, you got to compound numerous times, like at least 5 or 6 times in your life. That's what's got to happen. Okay, you know, there's no quick way to get there, for sure. Like, if you think there's some get rich quick, become a millionaire overnight, there isn't. You know, maybe on YouTube you could go viral, or TikTok and become a millionaire overnight, but that's not reality, to be honest. Let's be realistic here. You know, the way to do it is with, you know, these methods I'm talking about. Now, it's not going to happen for everyone. You know, you might have a couple times where you have a loser. You know, I've lost money, right? I put 20 grand into a stock and lost it all. It happens, okay? You get a little sloppy with your money. I've talked about that in the previous video, and sometimes you lose. But if you do it enough times with the right companies, you might just win, right? You might get that 10xer, that multi-bagger. That's what it's going to take to be a multimillionaire. And that's how it works with a small business or a business, is that valuation of the business that you create has to compound 100% over 100% over 100%. It's got to do that year over year over year. That's why you hear about growth rates all the time. Growth rates are super important, okay, when it comes to running your own business. You've got to think of it as growth rates. How am I going to grow my revenue year over year? 100, 200, 300%. Those are the strategies you need to be thinking about when starting your own company. And that's the strategies you got to look at when investing in a company like the stock market, right? Like when I look at Tesla, I look at, 10 years down the line, what's the growth rate's going to be? How much are they going to grow? Right now they're not growing a lot because they're in an in-between phase, right? They're in between this autonomy phase and the car phase, but they're going to grow, okay? And, you can apply the same things to other stocks. I mean, hey, look at Oracle. That's a interesting one. They're trading, I think, at a $500 billion valuation, and they're still under $1 trillion. And now they're getting involved in the AI revolution with that, Stargate $500 billion investment. Larry Ellison, is that his name? He's a smart dude. Oracle, that could be a $5 trillion company. That's a 10x on Oracle, right? They could be a $5 trillion company, no doubt, right? These big companies, they can go up real quick. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA went to the moon. It's a $3.5 trillion company now. And who knows what it'll be? It could be a $9 trillion company. That's a 3x, and that's a safe, great company to invest in. So it can be done with the big companies. Now, smaller companies, you're going to get more upside. You will. But they're riskier, right? You can lose the 20 grand I mentioned. You can lose $20,000 real easily on a risky, unnamed, no-name company, okay? But that's how you become a multimillionaire or a millionaire, is you got to compound your wealth. I don't know how you're going to do it. That's your strategy. You're going to have to come up with it. We got all these people out on YouTube. They got different ideas of doing it. But be smart about it, be wise, take your time, and strategize. It's going to take you a while, okay? So anyways, hopefully this helps you guys become millionaires. I really do. And everyone, take a look at my previous video, and thanks for coming. And everyone have a great day. Thanks. Bye.